Okay, so we're here. The true final boss of Dark Souls 3. One of the one of the hardest bosses in this game for sure. Um, Not hard in a good way though, like Slave Knight Gale. I I am not a big fan of Midir. If you came here looking for any kind of like easy strategy, let me tell you, this fight is bullshit. Like the the like basis for the strategy is like attack the head, and I think I'm using like a Wolf's Knight Greatsword because it does like 20% bonus damage to abyss creatures. So if you're thinking to yourself, oh, I'm this build, I'm that build, it's like using a weapon that like is one of the ones that has 20% extra abyss damage, like Farron Greatsword or Wolf Knight's Greatsword, is just going to save you a lot of trouble. Lasers. That's bullshit. You can never really tell where that's going to land. I've had him go really short on the side laser, I've had him go really far out, but there's no, like, you've just got to be rolling at the right time. The charge is quite difficult, not a big tell on that. The tail swipe, I got used to that in the end, but that was a nightmare. But yeah, biggest problem, it's the flames. Of course it's the flames. The every bullshit dragon in all of the Souls games, it's always some ridiculous blanket AoE that's the issue, and loads of them have got them. Like, anyone who actually managed to like tough it out and defeat like Ancient Dragon remembers like how awkward it was. I think Ancient Dragon had like 4 moves in Dark Souls 2, but it was a one shot if the flame breath hit you, and it just did so much damage, but it hits so much of an area. But my problem with it is this, like, it's difficult to tell sometimes when you're like right underneath such a big target that they're doing it, but the biggest problem is there's certain spots where if they start doing that animation and you're dead central when he starts doing that move, you cannot avoid that damage. There's no way to avoid that damage, and that is not fun. That means you've basically got zones which you just need to avoid at all costs. So you might want to be underneath his neck to be doing damage to his head, like on any other boss, but not here. You almost always want to be like just a little bit out in front of him, which seems stupid, but at least it gives you ample room to like run away. And I found, at least with like that particular flame breath attack that he does, where it's very left to right, you do have a good chance to always avoid that. But the one where he's just pouring the flames down and it just seems to spread in every direction, that's still tough to deal with. And another thing I found as well, like when he's doing a lot of these like side swipes with the claws left to right, you're attacking knowing where his head is going to be before it gets there, and you have to get really good at that because there are so few windows to get any damage in, and you need to be getting in more than one attack. You can't be hitting him like one time and then wait for him to attack you. Like, you'll never win that trade. Like, don't get me wrong, there's going to be people who like do their one-hit runs and all of that bullshit, but for those of us who have like normal people reaction times, you're going to take some damage, and like winning it based on attrition, you're not going to be able to take trades like that throughout the whole fight. Again, I've got this shield for regenerating. He's going real mad with the lasers this time. This is the first time I ever saw this. Like, I'd been doing 4 hours of retries, and that's the first time I ever saw that attack. And he has a little rest, and I was just like, really? I can't even capitalise. But yeah, there's so armour choices. Again, it's just like, okay, this armour, once again, really good for fire, really good for any sort of like physical protection as well. This is probably, like, without a doubt, if like you've got the equipment load to manage it, this is without a doubt the armour that will get you through all of the hard encounters in this game. Like, absolutely. because everything that produces fire is a bastard, and everything that hits you is a bastard, and this is just the perfect like counter to that. At this point I was thinking to myself, this is going okay, but 2 flasks is, I mean, it might seem like a lot, but if he hits me with like one good attack, I've got to use both flasks to get my health all the way back up. Like, the Estus efficiency isn't that great, and I've still got a lot of damage to do. This was like, I can understand how people manage to get through this fight like on NG, but like on this I've got like what, like nearly double the health pool. I'm so happy to see him stunned here. I realised at that moment that I've got him, like this will probably be enough to kill him, but to wait that long until he got staggered, that is just an obscene like length of time with no time to recover. Yeah, I had to respec for this to be more suited for this fight, so all of the faith is gone, all of the intelligence, all of the points are like just based into just pure combat, because there was no time to buff, so there wasn't really much point me having any of that, and allowed myself more tolerance, so heavy armor load.